What's up, Cubs? We got a new Orc Summoning Pool event today. It is 9/23/2024 for a limited time from 0945 UTC Monday, September 23rd until 0900 UTC Friday, September 27th. We are running an Orc Summoning Pool event, which will give you an amazing chance to get your hands on some of the best Orc champions. This time, Aragaz Wild King, a ruthless new arrival to Teleria with faction unity skills, will be the headline champion. Note: headline champions have a separate summoning chance from the rest of the pool. You can summon a headline champion only once during a limited summoning pool event. During this event, the mercy system will be active. It will gradually increase the chance of summoning legendary champions if you reach 20 summons from the Prism Shard without receiving a legendary. During this event, the mercy system will be active. It will gradually increase the chance of summoning legendary champions if you reach 20 summons from the Prison Shard without reaching... Okay, so they already said that last time. This time, though, each summon will require 35 Prism Crystals. Well, at least they decreased it. The reward period will last for a day from 0900 UTC Friday to September 27th until 0900 UTC Saturday, September 28th, during which you won't be able to access crystal offers, but you will be able to summon the champions. Alright, so the new champion is Aragaz Wild King. He's the new faction unity for Orcs. His passive is allies with half health get 30% more damage, which is really cool, or they deal 30% more damage, and then they receive 30% less damage with one faction. Two factions, whenever an enemy dies, increase all their stats by 5%, capping at 25, and three faction allies, whenever an ally kills an enemy, grants that ally an extra turn once per round, per ally per round. His A3 is an AoE that has a 100% chance to provoke all enemies for one turn and put a big boy strengthen on everybody for 2 turns. This champion is also immune to block active skills and cooldown increasing effects with 1 orc. 2 orcs instantly activates this skill whenever an ally's HP drops below 50%. Instantly activating this skill will not place it on cooldown. Provoke debuffs cannot be resisted with a third ally. And then his A2 attacks on ally. Damage dealt is equal to 50% of the target's current HP. Well, that's interesting. Then places a shield on that ally for 2 turns. The value of the shield is equal to the amount of HP that ally is missing. Also fill that ally's turn meter by an amount equal to HP percentage they are missing. Finally fills this champion's turn meter by the same amount. That's a pretty good skill. And then his A1 attacks on enemies. Heals all allies with less than half health back to half health. What? Attacks on enemy, heals all allies with less than 50% HP back to 50% of their max HP. Wow. And increases ally defense in all battles by 33% and HP by 25. Yeah, I'm definitely going to pull for him. We also have Matriarch Zarguna in the pool. She has a decreased duration of all ally debuffs by 1 turn, with a continuous heal for 2 turns, puts a taunt and unkillable for 2 turns. Allies under shield. She basically has a very similar kit to the faction unity. Puts a shield on all allies equal to 25%. And a strengthen. Like, they have a very similar kit. She's just a little bit worse. But we got Nogdar. You can't really go wrong with him. You got Shayak, a pretty good Hydra dude, but I've already pulled 3 of them. And I've already pulled 4 Artax. So, you know, that's a really small summoning pool. Anyways, back to the updates. For hard mode is Thor, Loki, Freya, Twadarok, and Farrakhan. We want to go ahead and get the speed out on Thor, because Thor's going to be your predominant damage dealer. And his ricochet attack, you want to start it on one of the minions so that it ends on the boss. I might have meant to have swapped out Loki for Syl. I don't remember. Oh, because Loki can't steal turn meter on this boss, so he fills the ally's turn meter. That's why he's in the party. And Freya, you want her A2 to go out first so everybody gets a shield. Farrakhan's just doing what Farrakhan does, ally attack. And you basically just want to cycle between Thor's A2 and A3 as much as possible. Loki can kind of act as a healer / turn meter fill. And Twadarok just buffs, basically. It's a pretty simple team. Like, it's not anything that's complicated. And I figure since we've been having all these Odin, Thor, Freya, Loki events, I'd just, yeah, make a spider, you know, the Barbarians, we'll use those. It's a pretty easy, like, you can do this is stage 9 hard mode, and it's a pretty easy run. Manual or auto. I'm just manualing this to show you what exactly you're supposed to be doing. Even when he does consume the spiders, because Loki's or Thor's cooldown that one turn that you have to use the A1 in place of the actual moves, he will heal a little bit of his health, but regardless, watch when Thor gets his attack next. He's about to get it on this next turn, I believe. You know, for all of that, not much health went away. It looked like a lot was going to happen right there. And then Thor comes in right here with this. Ba-boom. And on if you want to drop the stage down to normal, go to stage 24, pull out Loki, put in Armons. Where did Armons? There he is. Okay. And yeah, if you're in normal mode, you can decrease the turn meter, so you want to put in Armons just because that turn meter is crazy. And this is really all you need to do for the Barbarian Spider Tournament. I feel like a lot of people will have these champions because, you know, that's what we've been doing for the last 2 months of events. That spider may not ever get a turn after that. Like, from here on out. Or if he does, it'll only be one because Armons has to reset his skills. If I made him just a little bit faster, I don't think the spider would ever take a turn. He may not. We may be able to keep him down until he dies, to where the spider never takes a turn. And when that's the case, you don't have to worry about defense or resistance or anything, just speed, accuracy, crit rate, crit damage. And whatever your damage source is. Now, we may be swapping out Loki for Odin on the hard mode. I just unlocked Odin this morning. I'm going to build him up while I'm at work today. I may put out a second video tonight running the hard mode part with Odin in place of Loki, because he does have that single target enemy max HP attack that, mixed with Thor, might wreck the boss. I don't know how good Odin's going to be yet. I just got him this morning. No, the spider's going to take a turn. I guess there's no way to make it auto-target the minions so that the ricochet does that monster hit on the boss. So it does take a minute for this fight to go through, but it is guaranteed. I am a little surprised at how much he's had to reback over that midpoint health bar, though. Freya smacks. I mean, she's hitting them weak affinity and still doing like 60k HP or damage on her A1 AoE. I'm pretty impressed at her damage output. I wish there was a good reset champion for Barbarian, because that's really what Thor needs, is a reset champion. Even someone like Countess Lix, just one turn, because his skills are on pretty short cooldowns, like 3 turns. So, yeah, you really just need that one, you know, skill turn reset. And he would just be on a whole other level. I genuinely think he could outdamage Newt. 100%. When he does that ricochet attack, look at the numbers that the minions take. It's over 500,000 on everybody. You know, at this point, I think it's better just to run hard mode. I don't think that there's much of a difference between normal and hard, except for you can't decrease turn meter, but since we're doing damage with Thor, the turn meter isn't really a thing. Anyway, so, for the teams, hard mode, in the lead spot, let me go ahead and put it on factions. Okay, in the lead spot, we're running Thor. I have him in Savage gear with some pinpoint accessories and some crit rate armor on, just so I can put crit damage on the gauntlets. He's not nowhere near 100% crit rate, about 80. But it is good enough for PvE dungeons, and we're right at the 300% crit damage. I upped the blessings, like literally one more stage in the Great Hall, and he should hit 300. We got a little over 5k attack, a little over 200 speed, about 250 accuracy to land the decreased speed debuffs. That's about it for the Thor. His Fulminous Ricochet attack, you really want to start that on a minion so that it damages monstrously on the boss. Other than that, like that's really all that you have to know about Thor. For the boss anyways. Farrakhan, you got that crit damage, crit rate on everybody with an ally attack. I mean, that is that. Now Freya, I built her up a little tanky, a little slow, a little tanky. Not even really slow, 190, but, you know, not great speed. But we have 6,000, almost 6,500 defense. You put that increased defense buff on her, and she hits right at 1,000 defense. And it makes her, even weak affinity AoE, hit about 60, 70k on the minions. 87 crit rate. Again, no accuracy, no resistance. She ain't really built for damage, but she surprisingly puts some damage out. Another slot, we have Loki, but only on hard mode, because you cannot take the spider's turn meter on hard mode. So we use him for a turn meter fill and an increased attack, and to put veils out on people, just to give him that little damage resistance. And he also has an AoE on his A1, just to help the minions. Tawana Rock, she's just here in case we get poisoned, and to put the increased speed out on people. Maybe a little buff spread, but that's not really important. Was that the team? Loki, Tawana Rock, Freya, Thor, and Farrakhan? And then on normal mode, swap out Armons for Loki, if you're worried about turn meter. If not, just stick with the regular team for damage. But if you are worried about turn meter, his A2 on 3-turn cooldown steals, not removes, steals the turn meter, all of it from everybody. Now, since it's a boss, it's only half of the turn meter bar, but still, it definitely helps, especially mixed with the A1 that, oh, it doesn't steal turn meter. For some reason, I thought his A1 stole turn meter. Oh, Thor's A1 takes turn meter. Okay. Yeah, so you mix them two together, and the spider's turns, he gets like 1 out of 3 turns, basically. And yeah, that is the Spider Hard theme for the Barbarian tournament.